wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Thank you. Malaysia welcomed the agreement by Cambodia and Thailand to consolidate their ceasefire through direct talks held in China. The swift transition from a cessation of hostilities to structured follow-up discussions reflects a determination to prevent relapse and to stabilize the situation on a more durable footing, as presented by the KL Peace Accord. I am grateful, therefore, for China's role, especially Foreign Minister Wang Yi, in hosting these discussions and in providing a setting in which both sides were able to focus on practical steps to reduce risk and rebuild confidence. Such facilitation, consistent with the ASEAN priority and agenda, is most valuable when it supports de-escalation and reinforces regional efforts. I also wish to recognize the vital role played by United States President Donald J. Trump, whose engagement helped broker the Kuala Lumpur Peace Accords that laid the groundwork for the cessation of hostilities. That involvement contributed to creating the political space in which parties were able to step back from confrontation and commit to restraint. I also want to take this opportunity to comment on the latest development in Myanmar post-elections, yesterday and today. Now, ASEAN leaders will continue to consider developments with care, including steps underway relating to the political process. Any assessment will proceed in a sequenced manner, guided by the need to reduce violence, avoid actions that could deepen divisions or confer premature legitimacy, and preserve the possibility of an inclusive and credible pathway forward. On Gaza, I take note of the recent discussions held in Florida, aimed at addressing the next phase of the peace process. Let us be clear. There must be no return to large-scale violence. Any resumption would exact an intolerable cost to civilians and further erode already fragile prospects for peace. Israel must be held accountable for its actions and obligations under international law. Finally, Malaysia aligns fully with the position taken by a broad group of states and by the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in rejecting Israel's recognition of the so-called Somaliland region. We express our categorical opposition to any attempt to use Somaliland or any other territory as a destination for the forcible transfer or displacement of the Palestinian people from Gaza. Such notions are totally and wholly unacceptable, violate international law and humanitarian principles, and would further perpetuate injustice rather than contribute to peace. We reject all actions that undermine the international legal order. Terima kasih. Selanjutnya saya nak maklumkan saya baru ke Istana Johor menghadap ke bawah duli Yang Mulia Tuanku Sultan Ibrahim yang Pertuan Agong. Dan di antara tema utama yang kami bincangkan ialah tentang langkah-langkah tegas dua tahun kebelakangan ini dan juga mutakhir ini terhadap rasuah yang menular di peringkat atasan. Meskipun kerajaan Madani telah menegaskan bahawa di antara dasar utamanya adalah menekankan isu tata kelola, menghapuskan amalan rasuah dan kebejatan, namun masih ada saki-baki yang terperangkap dengan kerangka dan pola budaya lama yang bobrok. Saya tentunya menyampaikan maklumat terkini hasil siasatan badan-badan, cuma menekankan bahawa kita tidak akan bertolak ansur, tidak akan menerima apa-apa ugutan dari mana-mana pihak, dan kita akan tegas menghadapi masalah ini sama ada kawan atau lawan. Beberapa tindakan telah diambil yang melibatkan juga anggota pentadbiran termasuk di pejabat saya, rakan-rakan dari parti komponen dalam perpaduan, pembangkang, pimpinan utama Angkatan Tentera dan penjawat awam. Kita akan terus bertindak tegas, menyelamatkan negara dan dapat menggunakan dana yang sewajibnya dan wajar untuk membela nasib rakyat jelata. Terima kasih. Okey. Cukup. Okey, terima kasih banyak. There's a perception of one or two small entities. I'm monitoring that very closely. They are not privy to many of the facts and information. I've consistently taken a very reserved and also cautious approach, discussing both Prime Minister Anutin and Prime Minister Hun Manet. And our Chief of Armed Forces contacted both parties. Similarly, the Foreign Minister are in touch with the both Foreign Ministers. Our position is, of course, to help mediate and ensure the cessation of hostilities. The decision is entirely the Thais and the Cambodians. We don't decide. Those criticism levied against us based on pure ignorance and prejudice. Because any decision, be it KL Accord, the border meetings, general border meetings, and meetings between coordinated by our Foreign Minister, myself, and with the coordination President Donald Trump, and now with Foreign Minister Wang Yi, all are done consistent with the KL Accord and with the understanding and full participation and finally full agreement by both countries. Okay. Right? Terima kasih. Oh, tak ada susah. Yang orang berletih, saya tahu kot. Okay. Saya syukur Alhamdulillah kerana muafakat kerajaan perpaduan Madani itu lebih mantap, lebih ikhlas dan tidak ada usaha sabotaj, khianat seperti yang berlaku di kalangan rakan-rakan lain. Okey, faham kan?